But in looking at Paul and Silas, I remember hearing this story growing up. And it always was interesting to me because it just, you hear the okay, I can't say that because then I'm picking on a denomination. You hear the stories, and it's the very nice version. And Paul and Silas, they were thrown in jail, and at midnight they praised God, and the chains fell off, and they walked out. That was about the clean version of this. And I say clean just because if you really understood Paul and Silas's journey, you realize what kind of prison and what kind of punishment they were involved with. You see, if you look at the backstory in Acts chapter 16 with Paul and Silas, they were preaching, they were touring around, they were on a mission, and a woman came up with divination, and she was hailing them and saying, hey, great, and you're doing really great, and all it was a distraction. And Paul and Silas turned to her and said, in the name of Jesus, you have to leave, and within the same hour, that evil spirit of divination disappeared, went away. And that's what always got left out in the storyline. Now, we understand that, but then I started paying attention to figure out why Paul and Silas got thrown into jail. It wasn't because they were preaching the gospel. It was because what they had done when they cast out divination, the people who controlled her and who were her masters lost their coin. They lost their money. That's what got them angry. And I sit there and I consider thinking about the church nowadays. As we, how do I say this? Not politically correct, because I could care less about being that. I just want to stay on the air. You understand the difference? I just want to stay on air. As the church starts to wake up, as we start to stand on our own 2 feet, as we start to understand and we get our hearts aligned with God, there's a lot of people who are losing some coin. And that is what we're preparing for. Because at some point, the same people who got angry with the lady are angry with Paul and Silas for removing divination from her and set her free. Nothing else talks about it, but within the same hour, and then that's when they realize that what was controlling getting their paycheck was no longer available. And I had to sit there and think, okay, what does that mean for us nowadays? It's like, well, Pastor Scott, this isn't the most happiest sounding Sunday morning service. We'll get there. It takes a little backstory to get there.